Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome from Southwood County 2000, where tonight we kick off the high school football season Assumption Royals style as the Royals get set to take on Whitefish Bay Dominican. Hi, everybody. My name's Randy Paul alongside Jim Brown once again this year. Jim, great to have you alongside.
Thank you, Randy.
What a beautiful night for a high school football game. You know, it's actually back-to-back beautiful nights here, Southwood County 2000. Last evening, great night for high school football as well as the Neenah Rockets came to town to take on the Lincoln Red Raiders. But tonight, we step out of Marewood Conference action and watch the Royals. What are you expecting from the Royals this year, Jim? Anything that you can tell us about?
From everything we hear, obviously we had a good game last year between these same two teams, and from what we hear, shouldn't be anything different.
Some couple of folks have stopped by already from Whitefish Bay Dominican, and they're expecting the same thing. A couple of playoff teams from last year, and talking a little bit with Coach Sullivan and looking back to last year. I remember after the game when they went down to Whitefish Bay, we did not travel with them, but it was a close game. They felt they had an opportunity to win, turned it over a couple of times in the red zone, and just came up short. So looking at this game this year, both teams graduated, number of seniors obviously, and so every year, of course, in high school football is a different beast, that's for sure. Had a chance to talk to Coach as well about last year's game as well as what they can expect this year. We invite you to give a listen to that right after this as you're listening to Assumption Royal Football, AM 1320, FHR. Playing the commercials.
Summers can be unbearably hot and steamy, but you'll feel completely cool when you count on local Bryan dealer Comfort Air Heating, Cooling, Plumbing. From installations and replacements to repairs and maintenance, our knowledgeable experts do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable. That's why homeowners in Stevens Point and Wisconsin Rapids have trusted us and the Bryant name for nearly 20 years. And you can too.
Learn more at comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
Back here at Southwood County 2000, we're now joined by head coach Jeff Sullivan. Coach, I know we say this every year, but it's hard to believe it's the start of another football season.
It is, Randy. Thanks for coming out.
That's always a pleasure to be here, and a lot of new faces, speaking of out, for your team this year.
Yeah, we got 9 freshmen. We got a couple of upperclassmen that came out that hadn't played for a couple of years. So, we got 22 on the team this year. So, about 4 more than last year. So, it's and that was with graduating 7 last year. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. We get some numbers there, and if you get 3 or get 2 or 3 more, we could almost do a JV schedule, but it makes it tough with only 22. So, but yeah, it's great to see those numbers, and especially in the underclassmen there, the freshman class with 9, and hopefully a couple of their buddies that played last year in the middle school come out eventually, and keep adding to those numbers.
Maybe you can talk about a few of the people we're going to see that return from last year.
Yeah, Jared Hartley, our quarterback. He played 90% of the snaps at quarterback last year, 85-90% of it. Smart kid, makes great decisions. He's just a kid that you have a lot of confidence in the backfield there, and running the show for us. Throwing the ball at the scrimmage, we did a nice job, I thought, throwing the ball and running and making those decisions that he needed to, and getting the balls to the people that were open, whether on the triple option or in passing and throwing in the throwing game.
Who did you have the opportunity to go against in that scrimmage?
We had Allman Bancroft and New Lisbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's another name we've seen last year, number 15, Reed Dillman.
Yeah, Reed Dillman. Yep, he was our wide receiver a year ago, and what did he do? Averaged 72.5 yards a catch last year, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the upper ones in the state. But anyways, a lot of it is what it is. But yeah, he is our running back and backup quarterback as far as that goes. But yeah, real. Great kid to watch, run, speed, a lot of speed there, and it's fun to see him with the ball.
We were also revisiting last year's game down at Whitefish Bay Dominican, and that was a 9-6 defeat and kind of a tough loss because you had some opportunities down near the goal line.
We did, yeah. We had 3 turnovers within the 15 there, and one was down to the 10, and I forget what the but they were all within the red zone, and that was a killer for us there. And they kicked the field goal there in the fourth quarter to win at 9-6. But yeah, I mean, that was a learning. We had a lot of new guys. We graduated the year before there. We graduated a lot of kids. I think we had 9 seniors that year, or 9 or 10 seniors that year before that. So we had a lot of inexperience, a lot of new people, and kind of like this year as well. But we do have some experience with some of those underclassmen, so that helps a lot for this year.
I was looking a little bit at from what happened last year and a little bit from last evening. And last season, your season ended with a loss at Pittsville. And Pittsville went a long way. They went to level 3. They lost in the final minutes to Reedsville. They almost got to play Edgar, who ended up going to state, of course.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's talking about winning those games and doing those things and getting to the playoffs. 4 years in a row have been in the playoffs, and we want to make this year a 5th year in a row. That's been a goal, and hopefully not just make it, but win a game in the playoffs.
I don't know if you saw this, but Whitefish Bay Dominican last year, they lost in level 1 to St. Mary's Springs, of course, the eventual D5 champions. And in their conference, Racine St. Catherine's took first last year. Last night, they defeated West Alice Central 74-0.
Wow.
So they got a tough conference. I think it's the Metro Conference, if I remember correctly, that they're in.
I think so. Something like that. Metro Classic.
Metro Classic, I believe that's it, yes.
Yeah. They got a lot of Whitefish. You'll see a lot of the throwing the ball around. They throw the ball about 75% of the time and run it about 25% of the time. So we won't be doing it that much. But hopefully they're a lot of quick kids. I think they're young. They graduated quite a few guys a year ago as well. And so yeah, it'll be interesting. Should be a fun night. Great weather. A lot of fun. Can't beat it.
Coach, always great to talk to you. Thanks for the time, and best of luck to you.
You too, Randy. Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Jeff Sullivan of the Assumption Royals as we continue on here at Southwood County 2000, and we'll be back with more right after this. Back here at Southwood County 2000 as the starting lineups have been introduced. Last year, the Assumption Royals ended 4-6 with a loss at Pittsville, level 1 of the playoffs. They were 4th in the Cloverwood Conference with a record of 4-3, and Pittsville, of course, had a real nice run in the playoffs, fell in level 3 last minute at Reedsville, and almost got themselves the W in the last play of the game, just couldn't pull it out, and they fell 17-15. The winning points last year between the Knights and the Royals came in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter. A 32-yard field goal was the difference, as we heard a coach talk about the 9-6 W by Whitefish Bay Dominican. So we got things teed up. Alex Sullivan has it at the 40-yard line. He's kicking from right to left, from south to north, across your radio dial, away from AM 1320 WFHR, and the Royal season is underway. It's a line drive kick up the right-hand side, caught on the fly, took up the far sideline by Philip Jones. That's Jeremy Timmons, excuse me. 5'9", 162-pound junior, and he returns it all the way to near midfield. And we are underway here from Southwood County 2000. Whitefish Bay Dominican. The Knights, a Division 5 school, while the Royals, of course, D7 here in the Cloverwood Conference. So they'll officially spot it at the 48-yard line of Whitefish Bay Dominican. And we get our first opportunity to see quarterback Ian Stefaniak. He's back in the shotgun formation, takes the snap. He'll hand it off the left side and just pile driving ahead is Philip Simpson, 5'9", 211-pound senior. And when we say fullback, he's full.
That's full.
Give him a gain of 4 to the 48-yard line of the Royals. And it'll be second down and 6 yards to go. Again, single set formation. Once again, that's Simpson, and they'll try it off the left side again, and he works his way down to the 45-yard line, where it'll bring up a third down and 3 yards to go.
Hunter Arms with the tackle. 3rd and 3.
Just underway here, quarter number 1. From Southwood County 2000, 1 minute gone by, initial drive of the ball game. That's Simpson to the right of the quarterback. They hand it off to him again. Same play to the left side. The Royals stack it up this time. And maybe they'll give him a gain of a half a yard near the 44. It'll bring up 4th down and a long 2 yards to go for the Knights. They're going to say 1 yard on that gain. So make it 2 to go. Right now, the Knights not indicating that they are going to give it back to the Royals. Coach said they might put it up quite a bit. Thus far, they've kept it on the ground. Here's the snap back to the shotgun formation. They go off left side. They had him in the backfield, and Jeremy Timmons slipped away through a would-be tackler and is able to cross the 42 to the 41 and pick up the second first down. Actually, the initial first down, I should say, for the Knights at the 41-yard line. So fresh set of downs now for Dominican. They'll split out wideouts, left and right man in the slot, couple men in the backfield by Stefaniak. Looking for their first opportunity to let it fly downfield. Might be right here. Let's see. Running backs both in front of them. No, they'll still take and hand it off to the up man. Once again, that's Timmons. This time he works across the right side of the offensive front and crosses the 35-yard line. Mark it down just shy of the 34. Give him a gain of nearly 7 on that carry. Second down and 3.
Second down.
Well, Jim, looks like they like to spread it out. Thus far, not putting it up in the air, though.
Nothing at all.
Coach thought they might put it up 75-80% of the time during our pregame interview. Thus far, all on the ground. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, and an early movement by the left tackle. And that's going to cost them 5 yards back to the 39-yard line.
This might see our first passing play.
Yeah. Big man coming in from the sideline for the Knights. Number 88, who's not on the roster. Always makes it exciting for us. Should we call him Bob?
Yeah,
Bob.
that's nice.
So they're going to switch things up now. No, change their mind, go back to where it was. Efren Burns on top of the screen split out. 2 on the bottom. Going to have a delay of game, aren't we? Or a timeout. They got the timeout. Too much confusion. A little bit of a delay, so they decided to take a timeout. Hey, it reminds us that the memorable moment of the game is being brought to us this year by Rapids Awards and More. Preserve your memorable moments with personalized glass engraving, magnetic name tags, trophies, and so much more. Rapids Awards and More memorable moment of the game. We're going to be choosing that later on in the fourth quarter. Right now, the most memorable thing is I can't remember. Let's go with that they are running the ball a lot. To me, that just is sticking out at me right now because Coach is really thinking that they'd probably put it in the air quite a bit, and thus far, I suppose they wanted to kind of feel things out. First game of the year for both teams and see if they can't establish that running game, right? 8:25 to go here in this first quarter of play from Southwood County 2000. Non-conference tilt here for you this evening. And like last year, get ourselves a couple of games in before the school year starts to spread things out at playoff time so that they don't have to play so many games in a short period of time. 2nd down and 8. We're going to see our first pass. They're going to let it fly down the right sideline. Got a man underthrown and almost caught that time. The intended receiver, Efren Burns, 6'1", 164, and a junior. Ball was underthrown, and he tried to come back on the receiver but was unable to do so. Nick Lieberg, 5'10", 180-pound freshman, was out there helping out in coverage for the Royals. So now it'll be 3rd down and about 8 yards to go. Ball resting just shy of the 39-yard line of the Royals. 2 in the backfield by Stefaniak. He rolls to his right, throws a little down and out. It's caught at the 23, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5, to the 2-yard line. He just rolled and slung it to the right-hand side, making the reception was Philip Simpson for the Knights. And they've got themselves a 1st and goal to goal from the 2-yard line. Let's see if they try to pound it in here. Stefaniak hands it off to the big man in the backfield. He takes it across the goal line. Touchdown, Philip Simpson and the Knights get on the scoreboard first.
John Bigavowski with a touchdown carry.
And let's see if they decide to go for 1 or 2 now. 7:45 in the first period of play. Does appear they're going to go for the single point PAT, and attempting that kick is going to be number 27, who also is not on our roster. More excitement. Snap is high, early movement, kick is blocked, but we have flags, stoppage of play.
All start on the night.
We're told it's Sean. Okay, this is the one that we had fun with, Jim. D-L-U-G-O-P-O-L-S-K-I. Dugopolski. They said they call him D-Lug, and that's what we're going to call him. They said I think we have written permission to do that. We do. Okay. D-Lug. So he's on to attempt the PAT from the 15-yard line. Big, strong leg, but he pushed it wide to the right. And with 7:45 to go here in period number 1, the score will remain 6-0 in favor of Whitefish Bay Dominican. We'll step out. You're listening to AM 1320 FHR.
Do you dread opening your cable or satellite bill each month? Tired of paying for a bunch of channels you don't even watch? Then maybe it's time you took a look at streaming TV. Streaming TV is simply a new way to get television content. Instead of using a traditional cable box or satellite dish, you can get programming delivered to your TV via the internet through a smart TV or streaming device. Skinnier channel lineups make streaming services budget-friendly and give you more control over which channels you pay for. Visit Solaris.net for a number of tools to help get you started. They'll help you calculate the internet speed you need, show you how to install your streaming device, and even help you decide which streaming service is best for you. For a limited time, you'll get a free Roku streaming stick when you sign up for Solaris Internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. So what do you say? Are you ready to kick your cable to the curb and start saving money by streaming TV? Solaris can help. Stop in, call, or visit them at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nakusa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Plover. Certain restrictions may apply.
Back here at Southwood County 2000, as once again, D-Lug has it teed up at the 40-yard line. He will be kicking it from left to right, north to south here. Field is in beautiful shape, as beautiful as the night is. Low line drive squibber, that's going to be picked up at the 15-yard line and take it out to the right side. Got a little running room across the 30, 35, near the 40-yard line. Nice return that time by Cade Stotts for Assumption. So their initial drive of the year is going to start at their own 40-yard line.
Just a reminder, we'll be selling 50/50 raffle tickets in the stands throughout the first
With 7:38 to go in this opening stanza, Whitefish Bay Dominican taking the opening drive. 8 plays, 52 yards. Took 4 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. Let's see what the Royals decide to do. We're looking for a lot of running. Maybe they'll make something, pass it now just to confuse us, right?
That's right.
Jared Hartley will take the snap, and he'll keep it. He'll go right off the right guard, gets up a little bit slowly after a pickup of about 5 yards on that. They're going to mark it. Nope, they'll say the 44, the knee went down.
Jared Hartley with the carry.
Gain of 4.
Second down for the Royals.
Bends over a little bit as he's getting the call in from the sideline, but I think he's going to be okay. Hartley surveys the defense. One wide out to the right, man in motion to the left. He'll spin, he'll hand it off, and that's Derek Bafke, the 5'8", 205-pound senior, who crosses midfield, and they'll mark it at the 49-yard line, and the initial first down of the ball game for the Royals. As we approach the halfway point here of period number 1. Royals into Dominican night territory. Hartley crawls under center, takes the snap, turns, and he'll hand it off once again to Bafke off the right guard, and no much running room this time, as he tried to squeeze it through the center in the guard gap. And they're going to say nothing doing. Keep it at the 49-yard line. 2nd and 10 for Assumption. Hartley looks over to Coach Sullivan to get the play from the sideline. Ryan Shaw outsplit on the bottom of your screen to the left-hand side. Hartley puts a man in motion to that side. He'll pitch it out to Cade Stotts, and he is upended by the big running back Philip Simpson, who scored the touchdown earlier, plays a little linebacker. That's not surprising at this level. And he gets himself a gain with the backside of the football resting at the 48-yard line. So it bring up a 3rd down and a short 9 for Assumption on their opening possession of the ball game, as Whitefish Bay Dominican went 52 yards with the opening drive, missed the PAT, and lead it 6-0. Shaw again, top of the screen, the only wide out in the formation. 2 in the backfield. They'll pitch it to the right-hand side. That's Dulman with it. And he is going to be hitting the backfield all the way back at the 48-yard line of Assumption. A loss of 4 on the play. And now it'll be 4th down and 13 to go for the Royals. And kind of assuming they're going to send down the punting unit. Cade Stotts, the 6', 170-pound freshman, stands back at his own 36-yard line to await the snap from center. Snap is good. The boot is away. It's a nice end-over-end kick that's going to come down at the 20-yard line, and eluding one man is Efren Burns. He goes up the far sideline and is finally forced out of bounds at the 37-yard line of Whitefish Bay Dominican.
Dominican return. Start their drive on their own 36-yard line.
So it'll be the second offensive set for the Knights. Yeah, a little bit of green in them. I wonder if they're really officially the Green Knights.
Yeah, a little bit green.
A little bit of black.
Yeah.
Better just stick with the Knights,
We'll go
huh?
with just that. Yeah.
As long as it's day, we'll say Knights. 4:15 to go. Still the first stanza. Whitefish Bay Dominican leading at 6-0. Quarterback gets the snap about 3 yards deep, takes it straight up the gut, crosses the 40, 41, near the 42-yard line. He's going to get himself a quick 5 yards as they mark it right at the 42-yard line. Second down and 5 for Dominican. Efren Burns, the return man, wide out on the bottom of the screen for Dominican. 2 in the backfield, 1 in front of Stefaniak, 1 behind. Little 2-step drop. Boy, a little quick slant that's caught at the midfield stripe and brought down immediately, but not after it until a pickup of 8 yards and a first down for Dominican, as Lee Barnes was on the receiving end of that little quick hitter from Stefaniak.
Very nice pass.
It was a bullet, wasn't it? 3 on the bottom of the screen this time, 1 on the top. Rolling to his right. Will he pitch? Will he throw? Will he get tackled at the 48? Yes, he will. He had options that time. He chose to go down in the arms of Derek Bafke back at the 48-yard line. That was the least of the options I thought he'd take.
Loss of a couple on play. Second down for the night.
So it'll be second down and 12 as we're now under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter of action. They like to spread the field out a little bit, though have not put it up in the air a whole lot. Only a couple of pass attempts thus far, right, Jim?
Yes.
That's it. Man in motion towards the top of the screen. He'll come set. Now they'll put another man in motion towards the bottom. He slides across. 2-step drop. Now Stefaniak rolling to his left under some duress. Just flips it up ahead. One-hand grab at midfield across the 45-40. Down inside the 35, the 30, all the way down to the 27-yard line. As Jeremy Timmons made a beautiful one-hand snag that time and picked up 35 yards on the play. Looked like Stefaniak was in a heap of trouble that time, but flipped it out there, and it was a great catch that time by Timmons. So, fresh set of downs now at the Assumption Royal 27-yard line. Here's the snap. He'll turn off the right-hand side to the big bruising Philip Simpson, and he crashes his way all the way down inside the 25 to the 24. 3 yards in a cloud of dirt. Now less than 2 minutes remaining here in this first period of action. Dominican leading it 6-0, and their second series of the ball game as they are on the move again. Slide it across the bottom of the screen, Justin Daniels. He'll come to a halt. Lee Barnes in motion towards the bottom of the screen. Fake the handoff, roll to the right, throw it downfield. Got Barnes at the 8-yard line, and he is brought down there in the arms of Reed Dillman. But not until first and goal ensues.
Justin Daniels, first down for the night.
So they will officially mark it at the 7-yard line, a pickup of 17 on that play for Dominican. Hand it off to the big man. He tries to go straight ahead, and there are 4 Royals just waiting. The ball now comes out, but the ball has been ruled dead. Would have been recovered by Dominican anyway, but no gain on that carry. And unless we get an incomplete pass here, the Knights should be able to get off one more play before we come to the end of the first quarter of play.
Second goal.
25-second clock. They haven't started the count yet, but we're down to 12 on the scoreboard. It's got to be close. Now he's counting it off. Back to throw. Got a man in the flat right through the hands of the intended receiver. That was Sean D-Lug.
Third and goal.
So they'll have one more opportunity. With 5 seconds to go yet in this first quarter of play. Third down, goal to goal from the 7-yard line. D-Lug in motion. They'll swing it out in the backfield. Caught back at the 10. 5, break it up the middle. Walk it into the end zone. Touchdown, Jeremy Timmons on the last play of quarter number 1. And we'll have a opportunity yet for the point after, as before we head off to quarter number 2. One doubt they'll go for 2 here, Jim, because they missed the PAT and try to get it up to 14. And that's exactly what they're going to do, is they'll take and snap it back to Stefaniak. He dances to his left, finds an opening, drives it forward, and takes it across the end line for a 2-point conversion. So with no time to go in period number 1, the Knights extend their lead to 14-0. We'll step out for a minute. You're listening to AM 1320 FHR.
Nearly 500 new sports fans are born each year at Aspirus Riverview Family Birthplace. The brand new birthplace features hotel-style suites, equipped with a whirlpool tub, walk-in shower, 2 flat-screen TVs, a mini fridge, and a queen-size sleeper sofa. If you're adding to your roster soon, choose Aspirus Riverview Family Birthplace. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours. Whether it's a sofa, the room, or the entire home, we are here to help you bring it all together. Our knowledgeable staff awaits you at the only location in Wisconsin Rapids on West Grand Avenue next to Johnson & Sons Car Dealership, and also located on Post Road in Plover.
Back here at Southwood County 2000 as we have wrapped up quarter number 1, and Dominican, if you're a follower or fan of the Knights, you got to like the way that quarter ended with a touchdown on the final play of the stanza. And the Knights now lead it by the score of 14-0. That Jeremy Timmons 7-yard touchdown reception kept a 9-play, 63-yard drive. And then the 2-point run by the quarterback, Ian Stefaniak, makes the score officially 14-0. So we switch ends of the field after quarter number 1, and now Dominican will be teeing it up on the south end of Southwood County 2000. Sean D-Lug puts foot to ball. Nice kick. End over end. That's going to land at the 6 and roll into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. So drive number 2 for the Royals will start at their own 20-yard line. As once again, Jared Hartley will bring the troops out onto the field.
Touchback result. A first and 10 for the Royals.
As once again, Jared gets the signal from the sideline from Coach Sullivan, and he'll split out one wide on the top of the screen. That's Ryan Shaw, and he'll fake the handoff, keep it himself, go around right tackle, and dance it ahead for 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Nice little fake that time, and
nice play there.
Carry by Jarrett. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Royals. Last night the Neenah Rockets paid a visit to Southwood County 2000. Sounds like they got themselves a nice little club this year.
Yes, we're not very kind to the home team.
Of course, next week, Lincoln on the road to take on always powerful Kimberly. Hartley now back to throw. Dances away from some pressure in the pocket. Gets across the 25, up to the 30, the 31-yard line. Able to work his way ahead for 6 yards and gets himself a 1st and 10 for Assumption. That's their second first down of the ball game. Boy, he was elusive that time.
Nice job dancing around.
Mm-hmm. 1 minute gone by here in quarter number 2. Once again, one split out. That's on the top of the screen. 3 in the backfield, 1 in motion. The fake it to the motion man, give it down the little option. There's Dillman. He's got running room to 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and he's pushed down and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. What a scamper that time by Reed Dillman.
Reed Dillman with a carry for the Royals. First and goal.
64 yards by Reed Dillman. Just couldn't quite get to the end zone. It gave him a shove at about the 12-yard line, and he stumbled all the way up to the 5. And now coach says, you know what, we better take a timeout and let everybody catch their breath on that. I think we'll just take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Assumption Royal Football. AM 1320, FHR.
Paper City Savings realizes the way we do banking is different for everyone, and that's why we provide the best of both worlds. We offer face-to-face personal customer service along with the latest in technology. Providing our customers with convenient banking to fit their lifestyle is important to us. You want the best of both worlds in banking? Look no further than Paper City Savings. Paper City Savings, a proud sponsor of area high school sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here at Southwood County 2000, 10-10. That's the time on the clock here. Quarter number 2. Scoreboard says 14-0 in favor of Whitefish Bay Dominican. But thanks to a 64-yard jaunt by Reed Dillman, the Royals knocking at the Knights' door here. First and goal to goal at the 5-yard line. This time Hartley's going to crawl under center. He'll have 3 in the backfield, everybody offset. Nobody knows where they're going to come from. See if they can confuse the Knights. They do. They'll hand it off to Cade Stotts. He goes off left tackle, and he doesn't get touched until he's a couple yards into the